If you are moving to Lynchburg, Virginia, then you need a place to live. And in this video, we are back on the house hunt. This is a good area. I think it's a good area. Time out, time out. All right, let me just make a correction here. I like the area. What is good, what is safe, what is quiet, what is busy, all relative to your own personal experience. If we work together, we can talk about how can we figure out if the area is right for you. There are things that can be done so we can make sure. But in this area, an area I like, you could be a first-time home buyer, you could be downsizing, you could be an investor. If you're thinking about moving to Lynchburg, Virginia, and you want a place to stay, or, well, you need a place to stay, you're going to stay somewhere. Or if you're already in Lynchburg, Virginia, maybe you're currently renting, maybe you have $1 million house and hey, that's too much, you want to downsize. Whatever the case may be, these houses in this area, right around the $250,000 mark.
What?
Right around the $250,000 mark and below will show you what you can get, will show you what the activity is, what's going on, and what is the area. The area, without any further ado, is Perrymount, the Perrymount area of Lynchburg, Virginia. Let's go ahead and look at Google Earth as we fly our way into the Perrymount area. Here we go, on the East Coast, in Virginia. If you don't know that already, you're probably looking at the wrong channel. But here it is, and that right there is actually my favorite part of the area. It is, oh, let me think here. Yep, here's where we're starting. We're going all the way back to Ramp Church, back to Old Thomas Road, and right, that area right there, that little horseshoe, Fairmount Ave and Alabama Ave, I believe. We'll make sure we get it right when we get to the Google Maps. We're just spinning around to show you the whole area. University of Lynchburg, not far. We'll talk about that in a little bit as well. And let's go ahead and click on north and get back to north so we can see what we're looking at. On to Google Maps to maybe make it a little more clear. You are going to see some areas that you are familiar with. That right there, the highlighted area is Perrymount. Of course, we see Sandusky. We've been there. We've been to Newtown. If you haven't seen those videos already, take a look. They should be up here. You can click on a link later. We've done some videos on these areas. Central Virginia, Lynchburg General, downtown up there near the river. And then I want to zoom out and give you the zoomed out version. You can see Madison Heights right across the river. We got some exciting things happening in Madison Heights coming up too, development wise. And you can see the town of Bedford and Roanoke off to the west. You can see up north, Charlottesville. Depending on where you're going in Charlottesville, about an hour and a half away. Alta Vista, done a video on Alta Vista as well. And there's Smith Mountain Lake and Leesville Lake. Again, the town of Bedford. Got some pretty cool stuff happening in the town of Bedford too. Some new coffee shops, restaurants, art gallery, all the way down south to the line of North Carolina and Danville. And you see Richmond all the way over there to the east. Hey, if I haven't said hello yet, then hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi. Look, it's no secret.
Hi.
Hello?
Yes, it is me. I am JD. I work with that little international real estate company called EXP, and I do talk to people every single day. Talk, text, email. I love doing it and connecting to people and really being able to help them in what they are looking for. Everyone has their own specific set of needs and desires, and I love to hear those stories and help you wherever I can. If we have not connected yet and you'd like to do so, there is my name and number. Let's put it right there. There is my name and number. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. There are some times when I don't pick up right away. Eating, sleeping, driving, depending on what's happening. Oh, eating, sleeping, driving, client. Sometimes I'm with people or I'm in the middle of something and I can't do it. But I will call you back ASAP. ASAP, as soon as possible, ASAP. back to business. Let's look at another map. This one is the specific area that we're going to talk about, and this is the map in the Lynchburg Association of Realtors MLS system to show you what's active, what's pending, what's selling. Where are we looking? The Perrymount area. Okay, the blue markers are active, the green are sold, and the yellow or gold, they are pending. Since April 14th of 2023, we have had 3 active listings. Well, we currently have 3 active listings. We've had 4 that are pending, and we've had 12 that have sold since April. That's a good amount of activity in this little area right here. There's one that sold for $240,000. We're going to take a look and crunch some numbers here. The average list price in this area, $201,000. The average sold price, $213,000. And that's about $140. I'm sorry, about $145 per square foot. The average square foot of the house's square footage, man, this happens all the time, doesn't it? Once a video, my brain and my mouth get confused somewhere. It's about 144. It's about $145 a square foot in this area, and the houses average 1,515 square feet in size. The homes are built between 1940 and 1956. The 3 active, 4 pending, and 12 sold, 1940 and 1956. Average days on the market is only 10. So listen, we all know, depending on when you're watching this video, it could be up here forever. But right now, October of 2023, we know that interest rates have crept up. I'm telling you, this area at this price point, it's still a hot area. Average days on the market only 10, and things are selling, have been selling for over the list price. Now, if I may, let me make a confession here. I don't have to be liked.
Do I need to be liked? Absolutely not. I like to be liked. I enjoy being liked. I have to be liked. But it's not like this compulsive need to be liked, like my need to be praised.
But I do like when you like the video. So here's a good time to remind you, if you're still watching now, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up, dropping a comment, or even subscribing to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. If you're like, look, JD, I would love to help you out. I'd love to comment, but I don't even know what to say. How about this? Let me know, are you thinking about moving or buying an investment property in the next 6 months? In the next 6 months, are you considering moving or buying an investment property? Could be anywhere in the world. I don't care where it is. Doesn't have to be Lynchburg. But if you're watching the video, you're still around, and drop a comment, please. I would love it. All right, let's get back to business. Before we jump into the specific house tours, the area itself, very, very central. You are 10 to 13 minutes from all the markers that we normally cover on this channel. Lynchburg General Hospital, the community market, Virginia University of Lynchburg, Randolph College, University of Lynchburg, Liberty University, and the airport. Close to grocery stores, close to some restaurants, close to my barber. It is one of the reasons I really like this area. All right, I can hear you. You're saying, on to the house tours. We want some house tours. Let's get after it. The first one we're going to look at is 706 Crestwood Circle. And then this was listed September 29th. It is an active property. We are on Fort Avenue here, driving into the property itself. This may look familiar to you if you've watched some other videos. It's a pretty well-used street. I'm not sure. I think I would even call it busy. Fort Avenue is busy during certain times of the day, and you will see those bus stop signs flash by as we drive around today. There's another one. So this area could be good for you if you need to be close to public transportation. Maybe I'll do a video solely on public transportation sometime. We are driving right now towards Liberty University. At our back is Lynchburg City downtown. So if we spun around and went back in the other direction, that would be taking us downtown. Right now, we're headed towards Liberty University and Wards Road on Fort Avenue, but we're going to hit a right and then we're going to get to our house at 706 Crestwood Circle. I cannot remember if I told you that this house is listed at $239,900, 4-bed, 2-bath, 1,715 square feet. It's on 0.23 acres. Just about all the houses we're going to look at are right around 1/4 of an acre or a little bit less. And this house was built in 1953. Just buzzing down the road here, getting to our house, you can see what some of the houses look like. Some ranches, a lot of smaller homes. And here we are pulling up to it outside. Get a quick glance of the outside. What you might be able to tell from looking at the outside also is how the back kind of drops off. It's not a flat level yard. You can kind of see that with the deck out there, how long the supports are, right? You're going to go out that back and it's going to drop off quite a bit. So let's take a look inside and see what we can see. And here we are looking at the outside. Again, you can see that back deck. Might be able to get an idea of how steep the backyard is. We jump right inside. Now, this is a nice looking place. It is hard to get a sense sometimes with the pictures of how big it is. This one to me looks like it might be a little tight. Kitchen might be a little tight. It's almost like a semi-galley kitchen here that slides out into that eating area. And it looks small. I mean, it's going to be small, right? But this is a tough one where you might have a hard time getting a good sense of it until we actually go look in person or I do a video tour for you. But condition-wise, this looks pretty nice. Now, this again is listed as 4-bedroom, 2-bath. Let's talk about this a little bit here as we go through. We go downstairs. In Virginia, the state code, see that window right there? That could be an issue as far as a bedroom is concerned. You do not need a closet, Virginia state code. You do need a window that you can get out of. It has to be, I forget what the square footage is, and it has to be less than 44 inches off of the ground because you have to be able to access it if you have a fire or an emergency. You also need 2 ways to exit, the window and the door, or 2 doors. You need 2 exits, and one of those exits has to be directly outside. So I think you could have some issues here with the bedroom count on this house. But why is that important to you? Let me just take a moment to talk about this. If you buy a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house, and you even get so fortunate that, hey, you're not paying cash, you're going to take a loan out, and your lender sends an appraiser out there, and they appraise it like a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house. Great, everyone's happy, we're all good. Now, if life circumstances change for you, and you call me in a year or in 2 years and say, JD, let's sell my house, I'm moving on to something else, out of the area, big or smaller, whatever. Now we go to list that house. It could be an issue if it's not truly a 4-bedroom house. If we don't have that window, if we don't have 2 ways to exit, 2 ways to egress, if we don't have one of those ways being directly outside, not into another area of the basement, then all of a sudden we're looking at a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. And that is a problem because if I'm you, I'm going to be mad at me saying, well, JD, you sold me a 4-bedroom house. Now when it's time to sell it, you're telling me it's only a 3-bedroom house. So whenever I come across situations like this, I am always transparent with you, the person I'm helping buy the house, saying, look, if you're paying cash, you can call it whatever you want to call it. But Virginia building code says this. Or if you're getting a loan, your lender and appraiser, they might be okay with this. But the next person that goes to buy it might not be okay with it if there's an issue. So one of the good reasons you want to work with the realtor who's on top of things, wherever you're at, you want to understand what is the building code, what qualifies as a bedroom, what doesn't qualify as a bedroom, what are some safety concerns, what are financing concerns. So you could have a room that has no windows, no closets, you can't get out but one way. I don't care if you got to crawl out of it. And if you want to call it a bedroom, you can call it whatever you want and you can use it whatever you want to use it as, but You may not be able to get it financed as a bedroom, and legally it may not be a bedroom. Whew. All right, that's a lot of talk about bedrooms. A lot of semi-uninteresting talk about bedrooms, but if it's your money, it could be interesting. All right, next house. Let's go to the next house. Next place we're going to is 1210 Stratford. Stratford what? Stratford Road. This is the drive-in coming out of Alabama Avenue. This is Alabama right here. One of my favorite spots, Fairmount and Alabama. My two little favorite spots, kind of like a circle slash horseshoe, whatever you'd like to call it, in the Perrymount area. So we're going to come out Alabama and we're going to bust a left onto Perrymount Avenue. Okay, we got a surprise coming up too I want to talk to you about. But let's get up to the stop sign here. Okay, we took a left on Perrymount Avenue heading back to our next house. But over here to the left, you can see Perrymount Elementary School. And then here's the surprise, which we have talked about in a previous video. But in case this is the first one you're seeing, or in case you forgot about it, here's something that you want to be aware of. I'm driving down the road on this beautiful sunny day, and it caught my attention off to the right here. So I wanted to go back and show it to you. Look at that in the yard. What is that? That is bamboo. Bamboo, if you can figure out a way to harvest it and sell stuff on Etsy, you could be a millionaire. It is invasive. It is fast growing. So if you're looking at a house, you want to pay attention to whether there's bamboo there or not. You're like, what? Bamboo in Lynchburg? Yes, there are quite a few areas where you will see bamboo growing. I have sold properties to people with bamboo, and I have not sold properties because my clients were like, nope, not dealing with it. Something to be aware of. And then off to the right here, Thomas Road Baptist Church. Not Thomas Road anymore. It's a different church, but this was the original Thomas Road. Now the Thomas Road that's out connected to Liberty University. This was the original location of Thomas Road Baptist Church, and this is Thomas Road as we turn on to this road and go to our next house. What is 1210 Stratford? It is a 2-bed, 1-bath, 744 square foot home on 0.19 acres, built in 1947. It is active for $145,000. And here we are pulling up to the house on the right-hand side. Looks like a lot of other houses in this area. Tucked back here off of Thomas Road, this is where you're going to find the even smaller cottage-like houses, less square feet. But again, the average for the whole area, 1,500 square foot. Let's jump into our photo tour of the inside. This one probably won't take too long because it's only 700 and some square foot. So we'll be out of here soon. But this house is located on a cul-de-sac. You have a decent sized yard in the back that is really pretty level. Nice looking outside. Good looking shed. The air conditioning unit looks level. Inside we have some hardwood floors. Smaller, older kitchen. Oh, you got the tankless hot water heater back there in the background in the closet. You can see it again there. So we have our laundry and our kitchen combined. But remember, we only have 744 square foot to work with here, peeps. So we got to put stuff somewhere. Tile work in the bathroom. And that's about it. $145,000 can have you this place right here. A cute little 2-bed, 1-bath. Let's look at one that's sold. Sold is always the best indicator of where the market is and what's going on because it's a done deal. We know what it was. We know what the market's telling us. So here's our sold property we're going to take a look at. We're on Myrtle right now. We're going to drive up to Perrymount Ave. We're headed to Fairmount Ave to show you this house that's sold. Here we are at the traffic light pulling up to Perrymount. Now, as we look right, you go down the hill, up the hill over there, and that will get you to Fort Ave, the main busy road that we were on at the beginning of this video. We're going to go left, however, and we're going to head to Fairmount and the Alabama Avenue area to show you the house that sold on Fairmount. Now, let's give you some details. This one sold August 3rd, 4-bed, 2-bath, 1,800 square feet on 0.29 acres. There's a beautiful church that we're passing. I like that. Really well kept. So this area on Fairmount, you're like around the church, around the elementary school, and again, close to getting back out to Fort Ave if you want to get places. I really like this. This is kind of my favorite area in the Perrymount area. This house was listed for $214,000 and it sold for $220,000. We are on Fairmount right here. This road goes down and loops around and comes back on Alabama, and I'll show you that after we're done looking at the house. It gets a little tight down here as you get further on to Fairmount and as before it comes back to Alabama. We'll show you that in a moment, but right here is the outside of the house on Fairmount that we're looking at. You can see again that steep backyard. It drops off back there quite a bit. Let's go ahead and do our house tour. Pretty nice looking outside. Same thing inside. Pictures can be tough to get a good sense of what's going on, how big it is, how tight it is. Like that looks like it's a tight living room. And to be quite honest, I don't know if that was virtually staged. I kind of think it was. I was in this property early on, and I don't believe it was staged at all. So the kitchen a little bit older, Formica countertop, but a good area and some decent work done. Down the basement, there is a basement in this property as well. This will come back into play on what is usable, what is appraised as actual finished work. Flooring, concrete here, just concrete, just painted cinder block walls. Depending on the type of loan that you have, this would not necessarily be considered finished area. That exposed ceiling, some loans, to appraise as finished square foot area, it has to be similar to the square foot that's finished upstairs. It has to be similar in finish level. You can't have a concrete floor that you just paint. You can't have exposed ceilings. You can't have cinder block walls that you just paint. It has to be the same quality as upstairs. Depends on the loan type that you have. Something you definitely want to talk to your lender about, and something, again, that I'm going to be transparent with you about, because I never want you to say, JD, you did me wrong. I don't want to say that. So yeah, we could buy this house now, cash, loan, appraisal, everything works out depending on what you're doing. 2 years from now, things change. You want to sell it, and holy cow, the square foot just shrunk. Don't want that to happen. I want you to be fully informed as you're looking at these places. Now, our final house that I want to show you, I'm going to leave Fairmount. We're going to drive down to the end of Fairmount, and you're going to see how tight it can be here. This actually is not as tight as it gets because I'm here in the middle of the day. When people are back in the evening and there are a lot more cars here, it's just a little more tricky to get around. You can get around, it's passable, it's not that big of a deal, but it is tight, it looks congested. Some people just don't like that specific curve in the road right there where it kind of squeezes them in. Now we're coming back out onto Alabama where it opens up a little bit, heading back towards Perrymount in this video. Here we are back on Perrymount Avenue. We came out of Alabama, took a left on Perrymount to head to our last house, passing the elementary school again on our left, passing the bamboo again on our right, and we're heading to our final house. This house is pending. Now this one my buddy had listed. I can pretty much guarantee that it went close to the list price. I don't know the numbers specifically. We won't know until it's actually sold, but this one is on Westchester Drive. We are looking at a 3-bed, 2-bath, 2,200 square foot house. Off to the right is Thomas Road Baptist Church, the original Thomas Road Baptist Church. Take a quick left and a right to get here on Westchester. So 2,200 square feet, 0.22 acres, built in 1955. It was only on the market for 4 days before it got snatched up and went pending. I'll give you a quick look at the outside here, and then we'll jump inside and walk you around, talk about this property. Oh, I do want to pull in. Look at this in the backyard. What do you see over there? That's bamboo. more bamboo. I'm not lying to you. It shows up all different kinds of places in the city. So that's bamboo. Curb appeal, it's a pretty nice looking house. I like the blue door. I would chop down that big furry bush, whatever that is outside there. Maybe do a little bit of manicuring, but it's a nice looking brick home on the outside. Let's jump inside and see what we got going on inside. This property is or was an active Airbnb and was doing pretty well. You see some nice wood floors. We have 2 bedrooms upstairs and we have 1 bedroom downstairs that we'll see. Got the fireplace, got some nice sunlight coming in, a pretty decent kitchen with some luxury vinyl plank and some subway tile in the back. That's a nice color. And I believe that was granite countertop that we just flew by. But good spacious bedrooms for the 2 upstairs bedrooms. I love that tile. Oh, man, I'm such a fan of the tile. And yep, some good spacious room there. Little tiny sun porch area. Downstairs, here's the extra square footage. This is more of like a studio. You see the bed and you can see the sofa straight across from it. So more of a kind of a studio level down here with its own bath, and there is some unfinished area down there as well. That one was listed at $250, and it went pending in 4 days. This is the Perrymount area. Look, if you're looking to buy, maybe downsize, maybe invest, maybe a first-time home buyer, Perrymount area could be a great place for you. My number right here, no, right there, somewhere down there is my number. You want to give me a call, give me a shout. Text, call, email. I would love to connect with you. You want to watch some videos on some other areas that we explore in Lynchburg. This channel is all about what it's like to live, work, and play in Lynchburg, VA. And again, I appreciate you watching so much. It means quite a bit to me, and I'm happy to help you however I can. Until the next video, I will see you. Stay safe and smile.